Welcome to the OKTurbo rocket shop. So what have I got going on here? I think what I'm going to do is make a sheet of carbon fiber to use as skins for the fins on this rocket here. This is an Arapahoe X, so I kind of did like a redesign of the Arapahoe E that I helped John Rowan Stern with many years ago. So I kind of got, I think it's all down in this drawer. So here's the original Arapahoe E. And so I kind of did like a reimagining, modernization of it for high power. And that's what that's going to be. So the fins, I use 1/8 inch aircraft ply. They're probably good enough as they are, but I'd like to give them a thin skin of some carbon fiber just to stiffen them up a little bit and also kind of make it look cool too. So here's from when I did my Praetor, you know, some of the sheets. This is some of the scraps and extras. So I used this spread toe carbon fiber, and underneath it is this triaxial carbon fiber cloth. I've used all of the flatter spread toe carbon fiber, but I still have some of that triaxial cloth. This is the back side of it. That's the peel ply surface. So basically I'm going to make some thin sheets like this, cut them out and put them on the fins here. Probably use them a little bit as like an appearance, make them look cool, plus it also give a little bit of stiffness to it. The other thing too is I'm going to be redoing this Mighty Mick. So I want to try and kind of get all the Resin Infusion stuff out so I can get some fin stock made for one of these. I'd like to do like a very simple lightweight version of the Mighty Mick, but I also kind of want to do like more of a heavy duty 54 millimeter one with a altimeter bay or electronics bay and all that kind of stuff too. This one right here is just basically a big model rocket. It's got a 38 millimeter motor mount. I've had it for well over a decade. When I was at the National Sport Launch in Alamosa, it came down and it was undershoot and everything was good, but when it came down it hit a rock, and so put a crack in the side of the body. I've sanded it out. I'm going to repair it, but then it's like, well, and I may still go ahead and repair this one. I don't know, throw some fiberglass on it and try and fix it. But you know, after that many years of flying this thing, I think I'm just going to basically redo it. So this is a nose cone that a Sandman, Gordon Agnello, made for me a long time ago. See if it'll come out. Sandman. So this is turned balsa back when he could still get giant chunks of balsa wood. So, and it's kind of the profile of the nose cone off of the Mega Dur-Red Max. So here's like one of my original Mighty Micks model rocket version, 24 millimeter, just a simple 3-fin nose cone kind of a deal. So I did an upscale of that. That's what this Mighty Mick is. So I got some nose cones. Estes had some of the 4-inch ones in stock. Ordered a few of them, 3 of them exactly. So these are plastic. They're not going to be balsa, but this is a lock tube. I've got the 38 millimeter motor mount. So I'm going to do like a very simple version, just basically like that one, but I want to do a high-powered version. And for that one, I'm going to do a honeycomb Nomex honeycomb core with fiberglass, or not fiberglass, with carbon fiber on the outside, kind of a composite panel for the fins to make it super strong. Give it a 54 millimeter motor mount so I can go probably do my level 2 on it. Fiberglass the tubes, make it heavy duty. I mean, there's something about a simple lightweight rocket like that one that's just very appealing to me, but I would like to do something a little heavier duty. So I'll probably have a Mighty Mick lightweight version and then a Mighty Mick heavy duty. I'm not sure what I'll call it, but so I've kind of got that. I started on the artwork for the Mighty Mick. I kind of redrew it, and this is I did that in AutoCAD. Then I'll transfer that to the Cricut machine to cut the vinyl, make it look cool. So that's what's going on there. So a lot of introductory stuff to get to this point, where I've got this really nice cloth here. So this is the triaxial cloth. So I've got enough of this to be able to do a few sheets of it. So for the skins for the Arapaho X, I'm just going to use 2 layers of this, and I'll probably orient them at 90 degrees because this is 120 degrees apart on the toes here, on the, I'm not sure what you call it, the pieces of carbon. So you can see they're going this way, and this way. So probably what I'll do is put one sheet down like this, put the other sheet down like that, so then it'll give basically unidirectional strength in all directions kind of a deal for the carbon fiber. So that's what I'm going to do. This video is going to be basically how OKTurbo does resin infusion to make a sheet of carbon fiber. So if you've ever wanted to try this, I'm going to show you kind of how I do it. I got an old mirror here that I keep in my shop, and just for this occasion. So I've cleaned it up a little bit, but this is going to, you know, the surface here is what you can see when you peel it off. So you want it super clean and shiny. So the cloth will lay down there. First thing I need to do is wax this and give it some release agent. Lay the cloth down. Then there's a layer of peel ply. Then there's a layer of this mesh that helps the resin basically infuse through the whole thing. Then you vacuum bag on top of that. The real magic to making this work easier is where you don't have to use catch pots and stuff like that, is this membrane hose. This is MTI infusion membrane hose. So the air will pull through this, but the resin will not. So you hook up this to your layup, connect that, hook up your vacuum pump to this. It starts pulling the air through. The other trick to making this really work nice is these little MTI infusion valves. And what this does, it regulates the pressure as the resin comes in. Because basically, you know, when you're pulling a vacuum inside of the bag, then you open up, here's like a little squeeze valve, open this up to start letting the resin in. So you pull the vacuum, then you start to put the resin in. The resin will start to infuse through the fabric. What this does is regulate the pressure there. So, because what happens is, you know, as soon as you open this valve and let the resin in, now it's basically got all the atmospheric pressure comes in. So at one end of your bag, it'll be pulled down hard. At the other end where that resin is coming in, it basically, there's more pressure from the atmosphere pushing the resin in. You can think of it 2 ways. Either it's sucking in or the outside pressure is pushing it in. Either way, this regulates the flow and the pressure there. There's like a little check valve kind of gizmo inside of it. And you do throw this away, so these are disposable items. But it goes through this, and that way it keeps it nice and tight, the bag nice and tight through the whole layup. And you got good resin flow. It's not thick on one end, thinner on the other end. People that have done this, you probably know what I'm talking about when that happens. So, you know, between this and this, there's no catch pots where the resin goes through and you catch it, and you have to worry about resin getting into your vacuum pump and things like that. So I'm going to start laying this out and try and videotape the process here and kind of show you how I do it. It's not going to be very high tech, but this is, you know, just OKTurbo shop. You can see what I'm dealing with here. It's nothing super high tech, fancy, but this can be done. I'm going to use West Systems resin. I'm not buying any special high strength resin. I'm not going to, you know, trying to shoot this, rocket up into space or going, you know, supersonic speeds and stuff like that. But I do want the extra strength of the carbon fiber, and plus it looks cool too. So, and it's kind of the same process I used when I was making these fins on this large Predator. You know, the same resin infusion kind of a deal. This was framed in in wood, and then there's like a balsa core that I made out of sticks of balsa, you know, like an old school model airplane. So that's what that core is. When I do the fins for the Mighty Mick, they're going to be a 1/4 inch thick, and I'm going to use a piece of honeycomb, Nomex honeycomb on those. So we'll see how that goes. So I haven't ordered that stuff yet. So the first part will be just making the resin infusion sheet, and so you guys can come along for the ride, and hopefully this will turn out good. I'll start cutting cloth and laying it out.